All right, people. So today we're going to be reacting to one of my videos from my new channel. It's called Mindful Attraction Under 5 Minutes. And this channel is different. This channel, we post less, we curse less. We're going to edit it more. And it's more so for the algorithm because I believe with this channel, the algorithm has decided what people to show this to. And YouTube has that tendency. So this channel is more to give the impression of a new creator so that YouTube could blow it up. Because that's what happens. New creators, a lot of the times, get a chance to get more like leeway from YouTube. It's almost like a new stripper, right? New strippers get the most money at first, right? So until they get older, and then right. So go check that channel out, and only check it out if you're gonna watch it. And please subscribe and like all of the videos and comment. It's meant for the algorithm. We're not gonna be posting a lot. We're only posting once a week on that channel. And it's highly edited, okay? So let's begin. And don't forget, people, we have a free gift for you guys. A free audiobook on how to make them chase. You can get it straight to your inbox. It's my audiobook that I wrote. It's not an AI. So go check that out. And if you guys want one-on-one coaching, we got 1 hour, 15 minutes. We might, since this month is my birthday, we're gonna lower the prices down, $25 for each one. So it'll be $50 for a 10-minute session because it's my birthday and I want to give you guys the gift of Father Alex. Okay, so click in the description down below and I'll see. And let's begin with the video, people.
Have 5 minutes because that's the name of the channel. So let's talk about this. First of all, when you stop chasing them, the first thing you gotta understand, chasing people feeds what? Feeds their ego.
Wow. Well,
right? It feeds their ego, and people's ego is what I like to call your superficial self-esteem. SS. Okay. Superficial self-esteem is a temporary state of elevation that usually comes with a state of descendants, meaning you get really high on people's validation, people's self-esteem. I am powerful, I am young. But when you lose it, you end up at a lower place than you were before you got that high.
Right? It's because, like I always talk about pleasure, right? When you create pleasure, this is your range of happiness, right? This is your middle ground. And this is your range, is the most pleasure you can feel, but also this is the most pain that you can feel. When you expand the pleasure, you know what happens to this part? It gets low. It gets lower, but not like that. It gets lower like that. So then you expand your range of pleasure and pain. But then what happens? The more you keep reaching this, the lower it gets, but then the pain gets lower. So now you're back at where you were, but you create the illusion that you're lifting up, but it's because you're coming from a lower place. And each time this happens, it expands even more and more and more. And so this is how people become addicted to you, actually. And this is why this works a lot more on people who are more codependent, or narcissistic people, on people who are alone a lot of the times. And a lot of the times you could just observe it. They have codependent relationships. They have addictions. And they start really fast, meaning they're very romantic really fast and really soon. They try to speed it up. They do shit that Landon does. I'm sorry, I'm gonna talk about Landon, man, because Wizard Liz is out of fucking control. That's his shit that he does, and that's the shit that she did on her. She thought and the reason why I'm going at it is because I'm going at her because when I watch her videos, she's not honest. If you watch it, she is not honest about this, man. Like she let him love bomb her, and now she's acting like it wasn't the reason why she got played. It was because of him. So it's like, no, you allow yourself to get high off of that validation, and so you expand your range of unhappiness when you let that happen, and that's how you have control over people. But the problem is this: when you create that type of addiction, it creates resentment on their part, and even though they want you because they want to hurt you, because they know they depend on you, and people secretly resent depending on people.
So when you stop feeding their ego through chasing, being needy, being creepy, right? Their self-esteem temporarily goes down, and you're met with the real person, right? Because people usually hide behind a mask of ego, meaning they hide how they really feel about themselves through other people's validation, getting people to react in a way that validates how they see themselves. And so when this superficial self-esteem goes down, what happens is that their real self arises. And what is their real self? Their real self pretty much is their negative thoughts and negative self-opinion that everybody has about themselves, and that they use superficial situations to like allow them to forget about that pain.
It's like a successful person who's humble. As soon as they get power, they turn into a dictator, because secretly that's what they are, right? Where when success has a very drunken effect on people, where they bring, you know how when you get drunk, you bring another side comes out. You could be aggressive, you could be passive. Well, guess what? Success and validation has a tendency to bring out a very cold, selfish quality in people. But what happens is that we misinterpret that as attractive, because that coldness triggers our low self-esteem. And remember, when you like someone naturally, even in healthy people, your self-esteem lowers. Like, for example, when you see it, if I see a beautiful woman, in that moment, when I see a beautiful woman, my self-esteem lowers in that moment. And so then I'll want to get her validation. And if she validates me, I'll feel, oh my God, I feel good about myself. But attraction to people lowers your self-esteem, but only temporarily. But what happens is that anything that lowers your self-esteem creates the illusion that you like them. It's crazy. That's why inflicting pain does create that false attraction. But remember, it creates resentment over time.
Or they use drugs and other people to hide themselves from themselves, right? So since your validation doesn't love them anymore, meaning your validation, your constant chasing, your constant creepiness allows people to forget the emptiness they feel inside. So they take up a fake self that comes with certain behaviors that usually is more elevated.
And it comes with a certain level of narcissism, temporary narcissism, or a reflection of your true narcissism. Right, and that narcissistic behavior is really attractive to people from afar.
Or grandiose, and to a lot of people, it appears more attractive. Right, when you validate this ego, a set of behavior and mentality arises that causes them to see you better, to see themselves better than you. And a lot of times it's so strong that we even feel it as a reality. So when you stop chasing, you stop giving them that drug that allows them to numb themselves from themselves. And then and then the negative thoughts and the negative and intrusive thoughts arise. And what are those? What happened? Why aren't they chasing? Am I getting too old? Did they find somebody else? Am I not attractive enough for them? Am I good enough for them? All of those thoughts, we use relationships to suppress those thoughts. That's what we do. We use other people's validation to suppress those thoughts as a numbing agent. And that's the problem, right? Is that we want to allow them to experience who they are. So sometimes when you're over pursuing people, you're feeding that monster. You're feeding that gluttonous, entitled monster. You got to learn to defeat that. And you defeat that by first making a first step, right? You show interest. Show them you like. For me as a guy, I show a woman that I like you. Would you like to go out with me on a date? She says, maybe. I'm not going for you. That's it. I made my first move, and your response didn't validate me. In fact, it made me feel more insecure. Listen, man, you gotta go for people who validate you. Don't go for people who don't validate you, because they're gonna make you feel like shit. That's the first thing, right? So because when you then get validated, you feel more better about yourself. But some people just want to breadcrumb you so that you keep feeding their selfish self-esteem. That's pretty much it, right? So once this happens, right, when you stop chasing them, they start to feel less than. Well, some people will leave you. Some people won't even seek you, and that's fine, right? Those people were not meant for you. Those people, in fact, didn't like you from the beginning, and they just wanted to use you as a tool to lift themselves up, like literally lift themselves on your head and use you as a stepping stone. Those people you don't want, and this strategy, by not chasing, reveals it. I mean, reveals those intentions. But then those who actually liked you, but you turned them off because you were creepy, needy, self-sabotaging qualities, they realized that they were wrong about it.
This is why you have to learn to control your emotions. This is why. Because these triggers you're not aware of, because a lot of the times this is just how you lived your whole life. So you got to develop first self-awareness through connecting with the body, through the sensations. Connecting with the sensations, the subtle sensations of the body, illuminates your unconscious mind, and it'll bring you clarity as to what's really happening, right? And when you do this is why I tell people to check out my course, Emotional Mastery, or you don't have to buy, you know, I don't want to upsell you, but check out the course, check out the book, check out those free meditation retreats, the Vipassana. It'll give you that illumination of these things. And once you see it, it's very hard not to see it. And once you see those triggers, you could then have the choice to not act on it. And over time, through the meditation that they teach in the free meditation retreats, which you guys can go, or through the course, right? It'll dissolve away. Or just check out the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, chapter 6 on the inner body. That also is another way to do that, and you guys can do that for free.
And you only need to do this once. You only need to, when you first meet people and you encounter some resistance, back off. That's it. Back off. I'm sorry.
Play the game.
I don't care how good looking they are. Back off.
Yep.
And then once you back off, let them come to you.
Yep.
Right? Because they got to feel some hunger. They got to feel like you provide some value. And the only way they realize that is by you backing off. Allow them to feel who they truly are. Don't let them feed on your self-esteem, those parasites. Allow them to feel that they ain't shit. Allow them to feel that they ain't really that person who they think they are. That you're not a fool, that you're not going to get played, and you're not going to be used like a rag doll and then thrown to the side of the road when they're done with you. Let them realize that you are as pathetic as I am, that you have the same thoughts. I know you're thinking all of those thoughts. I know you feel needed. In fact, if you don't validate them and they don't even chase you, you know what's going to happen. They're going to chase the person who rejected them, because the only reason why they want you to chase is because they have low self-esteem. Usually means because somebody else rejected them. And so they're using other people to compensate for their unhappiness. Get the fuck out of here, man. Crazy shit, man. People be tripping sometimes, man.
Man, you guys are getting Father Alex bent out of shape.
So remember, you stop feeding their ego, which is what causes them to have superficial self-esteem. That superficial self-esteem creates an attractive personality in their mind that allows them to act temporarily as more high value than you, as being able to walk away from you. They feel an elevation, a grandiosity, right? And the problem is that elevation, sense of validation, it causes them to numb the negative thoughts, the negative perception that they have about themselves. Because usually, if you don't numb it, they'll feel needy and creepy and compulsively chase. So the numbing agent is your validation. You take that away, and what happens is that they start to feel less than. They feel insecure. And usually when you feel insecure at the thought of someone, it usually means you find them attractive. Meaning, when you see someone that you like on the street, temporarily your self-esteem lowers. Like, you might be here, from here to here, high self-esteem, low self-esteem. You might be here, and then when you see somebody attractive, your self-esteem lowers.
You know, it's kind of crazy. I keep forgetting I'm watching myself, right? So I'm like, yo, this guy. That's exactly what it is, man. And it's crazy. I literally use the same analogy, like the whole bar thing. It's so interesting, man.
And then when they leave, eventually it goes back up to normal, right? This lowering of the self-esteem, unconsciously, anytime this happens, we find those people valuable. So you're allowing that self-esteem to lower because
they're regulating your emotions for you. Remember, self-esteem is really all about a thermostat. You know, like a thermostat, when certain temperatures get to a certain level, it turns on or turns off. And so that's really the self-esteem, the emotional thermostat. And anytime somebody can control that, you become attracted to them. You become addicted to them. But then if they control it to such a degree where it creates extreme lows at the cost of the highs, then you start to feel resentful towards them. And that's the source of bitterness. That's really pretty much the source of bitterness, to be honest with you. Like, that's why some women hate men, because they know they can't control their emotions. And so they rely on these inconsistent fucks to make them happy, and they can't do it. So it creates resentment.
Depriving them of your validation. And then a lot of times they either leave you or realize that they were wrong. People, this works. Look, man, I have a free gift for you guys. The free gift is in the description.
Shut up, Father Alex. I may make this one. See, this channel is all about making my most viewed videos, but in a more concise and less cursing. You know what's crazy? I'm thinking of opening a Mindful Christianity channel, right? Where I do talk about this, but more from a Christian point of view or more like Bible study. So I may do that, and I'm not gonna post too much. I just want to see. I just want to see what happens because I remember, like, when I used to. If you guys notice, I used to give when I was younger. I used to give classes, every week for like 3 or 4 years. I used to teach in my church, and man, damn, I wish I would have recorded that. Man, that's crazy, bro. Like that. I was thinking of opening a channel back then, but my pastor said not to do that. That fucking. And he wasn't an asshole, but I just think that he had a very closed-minded point of view. He very old school. He just said, like, start there and let God do everything. But I'm like, yo, like, sometimes God speaks through your own initiative. Like, what the fuck? But I may do that, honestly, because I've talked to a few Christians before, because sometimes they'll come up to me and preach to me. And yo, it's kind of crazy, bro. Every time we get into a conversation, at least me, and I said, and again, I'm not saying it to like, to like sound like, oh, I'm Christian, because I'm not, okay, but I do practice some of the things that they teach. But they always be like, what the fuck, dude, are you Christian? Well, it's because I look at it from a Buddhist point of view, not completely, you know what I'm saying? But also it's because if you pray and you practice meditation, you learn to clear your mind, and you pray with a clear mind, or praying while feeling the sensations of the body. I really do think you connect with God more. I really do think you do that. Like there's a deeper connection because God is in your body. God is in the body. He inhabits you. When you connect with that sensation of the body, you are connecting with your creator. That's just how it is. You are connecting with your creator. And feeling the body is feeling feeling God. So even when you scan the body through the Vipassana meditation, you understand that you are getting in touch with your creator through that. And it's truly, and while you scan the body, you just recognize that, and oh my God. I'll say one thing. When I was younger, I used to feel what you call the presence of God. And I remember it was a high. It was like the anointing of God. It was really like, I could really compare it to like I was smoking weed. I remember that. Like it was literally almost facsimile the same. Except that the psychedelic effect on the mind, the effect it had on the mind is more purified. But I became addicted to that feeling. I remember that, like because you literally felt a holy presence around you. That if a lot of the times you start to chase that sensation, and a lot of the times God takes it away because he's like, oh, this person is getting addicted to my presence, and forgetting that the point of this, that's a byproduct of your relationship with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, people. Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think about this. Check out that channel, support it, like it, please. Like this video too. Engage with it. When you guys like it, when you guys comment, YouTube definitely sends it out. Like it really does work. So do that now, or else I'm closing the channel. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out my new course, The Commitment Formula. You could pre-order it right now, and you can get it at a discounted rate. This course is meant to help you get out of situationships. This course will help you to get into relationships, to get commitment. I mean, I've gotten a bunch of testimonies of women getting married, even having kids. I mean, a woman came up to me. They're like, look, Father Alex, this is you. I'm like, that's not Father Alex, okay? Father Alex is a spiritual thing. And like, no, I have a kid. And because of your channel, I applied what you did. And now I have a kid. I've seen countless of stories. As toxic as you guys might see me, these strategies work to get commitment. Purchase it right now. There's no gimmicks, there's no games. This is meant to allow you to get the guy that you want, get married, and have kids, and you don't have to watch any other channel after this. Okay? And if you don't like it, just get your money back. Look, this is gonna be the best course I'm ever gonna make. And that says a lot. This is gonna be the best course I'm gonna make. So pre-order it right now, or else I'm gonna have to close the channel. And don't forget, if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org right here and book a one-on-one phone call. Take care.